you be willing to go onto the live stream on your phone? It should be broadcasting just like a splash screen right now. Basically, I want to know if the audio is going out. I think it should be. And I'd like to. Yes, but can you turn it up to hear it?
Yeah, I can hear it.
You can.
20 seconds ago.
Perfect. Okay.
But the next lift is bench.
Yeah, that's true.
But yeah.
I'm good. All right, welcome everyone to the 2024 Saskatchewan Powerlifting Association Provincials. I'm Mark Magnuson. I will be your live stream commentator for this evening. We have our first session of the weekend, Friday evening here. It is the bench session. We have 16 lifters in one flight, and we will be starting in about 1 minute. Just so you know, we have a number of lifters, different age groups, different weight classes, and then tomorrow we will have a full day of lifting, and then on Sunday we will have a final morning of lifting. So we're looking forward to a great provincials, and I will let you know some of the other details that we need to know in just a bit, but we are about to start, and Reese Fallow, our first lifter, is getting ready. He is going to be opening with 38 kilos. Just so you know, I'll probably be mentioning some of the people that are lifting on behalf of Saskatchewan and Canada over the course of the next 2 days. They're coming up on the end of the 2024 season. We've had a number of people represent both Saskatchewan and Canada at international events with a lot of success, including coaches as well as athletes. So hopefully I'll get a chance to mention all of them or most of them as I get time. And that's due to all of the support that we get through the province, through the many volunteers that people that support this event and other events. Reese is up, and he will be attempting 38 kilos. Looks like a successful lift, and it's a good lift for Reese on his opener, which is a good way to start. And next up is Heidi. She'll be attempting 70 kilos. The Fowler family is here in full strength. A number of lifters, including Ryan coaching. And she will be stepping onto the platform in just a moment. There's a little bit of a delay as we switch out from the youth to the full bar. For those of you that don't know, the youth use a different bar. It's slightly smaller. And now we have switched into the full Olympic bar, the 20 kilo bar for Heidi. The bar is loaded.
Go, Heidi. The bar, 154 pounds.
And that looks like a good opener for Heidi. A good way to start. Generally speaking, when lifters are choosing their opening weights, they're looking for a weight that they can move and successfully complete without too much difficulty. You always want to get that first lift in successfully. For those of you that don't know, lifters have 3 attempts at both bench press and, in the case of a 3-lift event, deadlift and squat as well. They need to be successful in at least one of each of those 3 lifts in order to be successful in the meet and complete a score. So if you do not get a bench or you do not get a deadlift or a squat, you are not successful in completing a total. Next up, we have Krista. Krista Sandy is going to be attempting 72.5 kilos. And it's a good lift for Krista, excuse me. So we've started off well here. We are 3 for 3. We have Kelsey Goodmanson next, excuse me. She'll be attempting 75 kilos. I believe she's from the Bridge City Barbell Club. We are here in Martinsville, just north of Saskatoon, and we are at a very nice venue. It's actually not a venue I've been in before, so we're nicely set up for powerlifting, and we will be here all weekend until just after noon on Sunday. So this is Kelsey's attempt at 75 kilos. Very smooth, successful attempt. Nice opener. She's happy with that. Next up, we have Dusty Dare. Dusty Dare is an M4 lifter. That means this gentleman is lifting at the 70 to 79 age category. And he has been lifting for a few years now. He has a number of M3 and M4 records. And he will be attempting 75 kilos. And as I was speaking to Dusty earlier, just before the meet, he mentioned his second attempt is his big one because that will be the one potentially qualifying for nationals. So this is a sport that you can do from the time you are very young until literally you no longer want to be walking around. And we have people that are lifting in their 70s and their late 70s. We have people that are lifting as young as 10, 11, 12 years of age. It is a lifetime sport if you want it to be. And Dusty's first lift gets 3 white lights. He's successful. He's happy with that. And I'm pretty sure he will be putting in that second attempt for that qualifier for nationals. And our next lifter, we have Gwen Grasdahl, who is in the M2 84 plus category. So she's in the 50 to 59 age group. She will be attempting an opener of 90 kilos.
Bars loaded. Come on, Gwen, 90 kilos, 198.4 pounds.
For those of you that are watching and are not completely familiar with powerlifting, we have spotters on both sides and at the back of the bench. Often the lifter will convey instructions to the spotter in terms of the liftoff. Sometimes some lifters don't use a liftoff. I would say probably the majority do, and it's just to get the bar in the right place when they make the attempt. That looks like a successful lift from here, and it is. 3 white lights. We have started off really well. We have 6 successful first attempts. It's always good to see that. It gets the jitters out for those people that are new to powerlifting and for those that have not done a lot of meets. It's always nice to get that first one under the belt. You can relax, and then you can increase the number as you and your coach see fit. We have Amanda up next. Amanda is coached by Danny Hines. She is from the Bridge City Barbell Club, and she will be opening with 100 kilos. Amanda is an equipped lifter. For those of you, again, unfamiliar with this, those that are familiar, you will know, but for those that are unfamiliar, equipped lifting in bench press is a bench press shirt. It is a single-ply shirt. It provides increased ability to lift the weight, but it also is a very technical lift in terms of controlling the shirt. And I'll get into that in just a bit. And I believe, yeah, Amanda is good with her first lift. 3 white lights. As I was saying,
Next up, we have
lifting
Kate,
with the equipped shirt for bench press is a very
107
technical
237
part of the sport. The shirt is does provide additional increased power and strength, but it also is very technical. It has to be controlled. It can't just be, or it isn't just about more strength. There's a technical aspect to it in terms of controlling the up and down movement, in terms of controlling the bar path. And so when people say, well, it's just about adding more strength to your lift, I can tell you from recent experience, because I've just been learning the equipped bench press shirt, that is not the case. There's a very technical aspect to it. Kate is up. Kate is lifting equipped as well. She's opening with 107.5. She is an M1 lifter. Another successful lift, a good opener for Kate.
Next up, we have Dan.
Kate has competed at Westerns, I believe, and the last couple of years. I know she lifted at least one of the Western regional events. She's been successful. I think she does just equipped lifting, which is something that up until about 10 or 12 years ago, all powerlifting was for the most part equipped lifting. Classic or raw lifting, as it's called, not using an equipped shirt, not using a squat suit, not using a deadlift suit, is something that's become extremely popular in the last 10 years or so. And I'll mention more of that as we get on through the weekend. Next up, we have Daniel Badowicz, and he will be opening with 110. Daniel is an M2 lifter. Our platform crew is just making sure that the bar is ready.
Bar is loading for Dan. Let's go, Dan.
That looked pretty smooth. 3 white lights.
Next, we have
Daniel's opener is good.
Dean, followed by Kevin,
He's got to feel good about that.
and Jaden is in the hole.
Up next, we have Dean Schwartz. Dean Schwartz has been a bench press competitor at a number of events. I believe he holds 1 or 2 Saskatchewan records as well. He is going to be opening with 130 kilos. And he is also an M2 lifter. As you watch the platform crew set up the bench for each individual lifter, the safeties have to be set up to the right height for each lifter. The bar has to be set up to the right height. And of course,
Go, Dean.
the proper weight has to be put on. Collars have to be secured. The platform crew does a lot of work when you have an event like this. Dean has chosen not to use a spot. Again, a very smooth lift. 3 white lights. Every lifter in our round has been successful so far.
Next up, we have
Good opening
Kevin,
round.
followed by Jaden
And next we have Kevin. Kevin is a junior lifter.
and Mike.
He'll be attempting 137.5 kilos as his opener. One of the things that I believe all of the provincial powerlifting associations do, and certainly Saskatchewan is included in that, is to try and encourage our youth and junior lifters, try to get the numbers increased so that we have a group of lifters that will lift for a lifetime or for a long time and increase the sport or enhance and build the sport in Canada.
Kilos on the bar for Kevin.
Another successful lift for Kevin. As we're waiting for our next lifter, just want to point out 3 things. There are 3 points of contact that you have to have when you do a bench press. Your feet have to be flat on the floor. They can slide, but they cannot come up off the floor, the heels or the toes. Once you have started, you have to have your butt on the bench, and you have to have your shoulder blades on the bench. So 3 points of contact when you begin your bench press, and then you have, of course, the 3 commands. The start, press, and rack commands. Jalen is next. Jalen is going to be attempting 147.5 kilos. This is a significant amount of weight for a 66-kilo lifter. Jalen hit. Well, it's a good lift. 2-1. Jalen hit a sticking point just off of the chest. He did manage to grind it out, but he did hit a sticking point. We'll probably try and clean that up with his coach for his next attempt, because it appeared it was more a mechanical issue than it was a strength issue, but he did get a good lift. Mike Larson is our second to last lifter in this flight. He will be attempting 152.5 kilos.
Bars loaded. 152.5 kilos, 336 pounds.
Successful lift for Mike on his first attempt, and our last lifter in this first round is Raymond Hickey. Raymond is a 120-kilo lifter, and he'll be attempting 170 kilos. I've watched Raymond lift at a couple of events.
After Raymond will be back at the top of the order with Reese.
He is our last lifter in this flight, and then we will start a second attempt shortly after that.
Bars loaded.
The chalk on the back that you see on Raymond's back is to get a better grip as the bench press, as the lifter tries to dig in their shoulder blades into the bench to get a better position. And that went up and down awfully fast, and it's a good lift. So all of our lifters completed a lift, which is good because all of them now can finish successfully the event. You have to have one good lift to get a total.
For his youth division.
Coming back to the chalk issue, the chalk is used on the hands for both bench press and deadlift in terms of grip, but in terms of the chalk on the back of the shoulders and across the back, it's used both in squatting, but it's also used in bench press to make sure that the shoulders are not sliding around when attempting the bench press. We are just about to start our second round. We have Reese attempting 41 kilos, We've switched out the Olympic bar. We're back to the youth bar. And as our platform crew gets that bar ready for Reese, Reese is in the Youth 2 category. And he has a number of events, a number of meets under his belt, I believe.
Come on, Reese, you got this.
A successful lift for Reese. He's got his second one. Krista's our next lifter. She's chosen to add 5 kilos to the bar. She'll be attempting 7 to 7.5 kilos.
With Kelsey in the hole.
One of the things you'll notice too is that some of the lifters will wear a belt while lifting and others will not. For classic lifting, it's a preference in terms of probably comfort and just in terms of maybe feeling more secure or stable with the belt. For equipped lifters, bench pressing, the belt is often used as a way to keep the equipped shirt down, because the equipped shirt can ride up on you. I know that's what I use it for when I'm doing equipped lifting. Krista with a successful second attempt. You can hear her coach in the background.
Next up, we have Heidi.
Ryan Fowler's coaching a number of lifters at this meet this weekend. I believe the gym that he operates out of Weyburn has got 18 lifters here this weekend. So very well-known gym in the Saskatchewan powerlifting community. They have a number of lifters, and this weekend they brought 18 with them up to Saskatoon, to Martinsville. Heidi's going to be attempting 77.5 kilos, a 77.5 kilo jump for her second. Another successful lift.
Next up, we have Kelsey attempting 80 kilos, 176.4 pounds. Kelsey will be followed by Dusty and then Gwendolyn. Bar is loaded.
As Kelsey gets ready to come out, adding 5 kilos to her first attempt, she's now attempting 80 kilos. Just a point to point out, or something to point out, that these events don't happen without all of the volunteers that make it possible. The organizers, the meet directors, those individuals that set up the live stream, those people that are working the tables, the platform crew, you name it. This event does not happen with all of the volunteers, the referees as well. And Kelsey grinds that one out. Successful second attempt. A little bit of work that time, but she's happy.
Next up, we have Dusty.
And Dusty is our next lifter. And this is the number he told me he was going to be attempting to qualify for nationals, 82.5 kilos, a 7.5 kilo jump.
Bar is loaded. Come on, Dusty. He's lifting 82.5 kilograms, 181 pounds. Dusty's an M4 lifter, so he's over 70.
And a good lift for Dusty. And I believe that does qualify him for nationals. So he is very happy with that. Next up is Gwen. She's adding 2.5 kilos to her first attempt. All of our lifters, as you look at the numbers and what they're doing for first, second, third attempts, typically if you make your first attempt, second attempt will be something you feel is near or close to your max. It depends on the lifter, obviously, but generally speaking, it's going to be something close to 100%, maybe in that 90 to 100% range of what you think you can do. If you're feeling really good on the first attempt, you might do a bit more. And then third attempts, if you're successful in the second, tend to be those ones where you might hit a new PR, or it might be a bit of a reach in terms of catching somebody else in your weight class or age class for a podium place. All of those things come into play. So Gwen was not successful on her second attempt. She is doing equipped bench, and it looked like maybe there was a technical issue. Maybe the weight didn't come down right. Like I said, lifting in an equipped bench shirt is a very technical thing. The shirt can go up on you, can go down on you, can send the bar in a lot of different directions. We have Amanda. She's also doing equipped bench. She has chosen to do 105 kilos. Good lift for Amanda. Next up is Katie Douglas. She's jumping 5 kilos up to 112.5 kilos. She's also an equipped bench press lifter. One of the things that I noticed as I got into powerlifting is that the Saskatchewan has a very strong equipped powerlifting group or community. I think that's attributable to some of the people that have been in the powerlifting community in Saskatchewan for the past 20 to 25 years. There are a number of people that are at a national, international level, but have really fostered the equipped lifting in this community, in this province, which is something that I was rather surprised when I first started, and it's nice to see. Good lift. Okay, gets her second one.
Next we have
Daniel is up. He has chosen to make a considerable jump to 125 kilos. That first one was probably just to get the jitters out at 110. It's a 15-kilo jump. And I think probably those jitters are gone. He probably feels a lot more comfortable now. It's a good lift for Daniel. Second attempt, he's happy with that.
Next we have Dean, followed by Kevin.
Dean is up, he's adding 5 kilos, 135 kilos for his second attempt. Dean has represented Canada in the past.
297.6 pounds.
I believe his last event was North Americans. And all lifters, Saskatchewan, all provinces have their own criteria for attending nationals, and of course then there's a criteria for attending international events, but at the provincial level in Saskatchewan, it's a requirement that you either attend provincials as a lifter or that you attend as a volunteer. And that is a way to keep the grassroots lifting growing. It's a way to keep the community growing. It's a way to ensure that people are involved at the level of the province and of the local meets. And that's something that I think in Saskatchewan is done really well. I think people are more than happy to be here. They want to see the sport grow. They want to be here at the grassroots level. This is where you see lifters begin. This is where you see lifters evolve and eventually, move on.
Kevin's attempting 145 kilograms.
We have Kevin next. He is attempting 145 kilos. Kevin is, I believe, our only junior lifter in tonight's flight. It's a good lift for Kevin.
Next up, we have Jalen, followed by Mike and Raymond.
Jalen is next. Jalen is 66 kilo lifter, attempting 150 kilos.
Bar is loaded.
He's also coached by Danny Hines. St. Margot.
7 pounds.
Jalen was not successful in that attempt.
No lifter. Jalen will take another attempt at that. Next up, we have Mike.
One of the things we'll discuss here is what is a failed attempt. There are a number of different ways you can fail an attempt. Obviously, you need 2 white lights or 2 white cards out of 3. A red card is a failed lift. You need 2 out of 3 for a successful lift. And there are a number of reasons why those lifts are considered a failed lift, which we'll go into in a second. Mike is up with his second attempt at 155 kilos. It's a 2-to-1, a good lift for Mike.
It's a good lift, Mike.
The head ref saw something there he didn't like, but it was a good lift. Mentioning things that might go wrong on a bench press, obviously if you cannot press the weight back up into a lockout position, that is a failed attempt. If you go up and down at any point during the lockout, that is a failed attempt. You have to pause the bar on your chest, and the bar needs to be still before you'll get the press command, and you need to fully lock out and wait for the rack command. So all of those things can be things that may cause a failed lift. And the last thing I should mention is also the start command. You cannot jump the start command. You must wait for the head referee to give the start command. Good lift for Raymond, 180 kilos. We are talking almost 400 pounds. And now we are switching back to our third round. Back to our youth lifter. We're switching out the bars and the weights. Our platform crew will get the bar set up for Reese.
45 kilos, 99.2 pounds.
All right, our third round is underway. And the bar is loaded for Reese. Third attempt at 45 kilos. There's a little hesitation in the middle, but it's a good lift. 3 white lights. And Reese has gone 3 for 3 today. When you get the press command, as you press the bar back up, there can be a stop. The bar cannot start going back down or in reverse. The bar can stop momentarily. As long as the bar does not start going down again, it can be a successful lift. Our bar is loaded for Kelsey, who has added 2.5 kilos to her final lift.
Let's go, kiddo.
Kelsey, 82.5 kilos. You got this, man.
Kelsey's second attempt was a bit of a grind, so I think it was a good choice to go up by 2.5 kilos. And just a little bit too much on the day. Her second attempt was difficult, and that 2.5 kilo jump was just a little bit too much on the day, but still 2 very good attempts for her. Krista is up next. She has added another 5 kilos to the bar. She's attempting 82.5 kilos. One of the things you'll notice as the female lifters get under the bar for their attempts is they will often have a ponytail, although they'll have their hair up. That's in order for the head ref, in order to be able to see the shoulders and to be able to see the full view of the lifter making the attempt. It was a grind, but she did get it 2-1, so she's happy with that. She's 3 for 3 on the day.
Next we have Heidi, and also at the same weight.
Heidi is also going to be attempting 82.5 kilos. This is her third attempt. Heidi is part of the Fowler powerlifting group out of Weyburn.
Come on, Heidi, you got this.
Oh, just a little bit too much on the day.
Nice attempt. Next up we have Dusty, followed by Gwendolyn and Amanda.
Dusty has added 2.5 kilos for his final lift. Again, his second attempt qualified him for nationals. I think that's what his goal was here. He's very happy with that, so he's going to try and add another 2.5 kilos to that total. Dusty is not choosing to use a spotter for this liftoff. Nope, just a little bit too much on the day. Again, as I mentioned earlier, usually second attempts are at 98 to 100% of what a lifter believes is his max. If they make those second attempts, they'll often try for a PR, something that will be a bit of a reach, and on some occasions they'll make it, on some occasions it's just going to be too much on the day. Gwen is next. She's one of our equipped lifters, and she will be attempting 92.5 kilos again for her third attempt.
92.5 kilograms. You got this time. Let's get it this time, Gwen. Come on.
And that is an unsuccessful lift. I feel like possibly there's just an issue with the shirt in terms of controlling the shirt. It seemed to be causing her some problems in terms of controlling the weight on the way down. That's, again, equipped bench pressing is as much art as it is strength. It is not an easy thing to do. It is not just about strength. It is about learning how to manage and control and use the shirt to your biggest advantage. Amanda is up. She's attempting 112.5 kilos. That's a 7.5 kilo jump. And she got it. 3 for 3 on the day. Amanda's happy. Her coach is happy. And Kate is up for her last lift. She's added 5 kilos to the bar. She'll be attempting 117.5 kilos. Oh, she gave that a valiant effort. A valiant effort. Initially, I thought she was going to get that, but she's shaking her leg. She might have had a hamstring pull happening at the end there. There might have been a bit of a cramp going on towards the end of that lift. That's something that can happen, definitely, if you are grinding out a lift and people don't realize that your legs are involved as well as your upper body when you're doing a bench press, and in that case, I think she started cramping a bit. So a good valiant effort by her. She certainly tried to grind that out. Daniel's up. He's going to be attempting 130 for his third lift. He made a nice big jump for a second attempt, and it went well. We'll see how 130 kilos goes.
Go Dan. 130 kilograms.
just a little bit too much on the day. Still, 2 good attempts.
Dean, followed by Jane and Kevin. Dean will be attempting 142.5 kilograms.
Dean will be attempting 142.5 for his third. We are flying along here. We are in our third round of attempts, and we are already more than halfway through. We will be here all weekend. Tomorrow, we will be here from 8 o'clock until we finish in the evening. 3 sessions, excuse me. And then we will be here Sunday morning for the last session. So tonight's session has come and gone very quickly. Looks like a good lift for Dean. It is. Successful third lift. We have 4 lifters left in our session tonight. Jalen is next. He'll be re-attempting 150 kilos.
And a reminder that the AGM will be at 7:30 tonight. Next up, we have Jalen at 150 kilograms, 330.7 pounds. Bars loaded. He'll be followed by Kevin, and then Mike, and then Raymond.
If you are interested in trying powerlifting, if it's something that interests you or piques your interest and you're watching or you've read about it or you've talked to somebody in the gym, the best place to start, in my opinion, would be to contact the Saskatchewan Powerlifting Association, express an interest. I know a lot of people will go and approach a powerlifter in the gym that they've watched. That's also a good thing to do. Ask them, how do I get started? How do I get involved? What do I do? They will be more than happy to talk to you and reach out to you and provide some advice in terms of how to get started. Starting out initially in the beginning is not that difficult. It's not going to be a big cost. You do not need a lot of things for that initial start as a first-time lifter. And there are a number of meets that are held around Saskatchewan throughout the year. We have a lifter timing out. This is a good time to explain that. What happened was Jalen chose not to attempt his third lift, but he did submit a third lift, and what that does is that is of the benefit to the other lifters. It gives them that minute that they normally would have gotten if Jalen had lifted to prepare for their lift. So it doesn't rush the next lifters in terms of having to speed up to be ready for their attempt on the platform. So Jalen put in an attempt and chose not to make that third attempt. Kevin is up next. He's going to be attempting 152.5 kilos. This is a 7.5 kilo jump again for Kevin. And he is our third to last lifter. He is our only junior lifter. Appears to be a good lift. It is. 3 white lights. It's a good third lift. Bit of a grind, but successful. And we have 2 lifters left. Mike is next. Mike will be attempting 162.5 kilos for his final attempt. And then shortly after that, we will be having the provincial annual general meeting for Saskatchewan Powerlifting. That takes place a few minutes after our session tonight. Again, the Saskatchewan Powerlifting Association is all volunteers. Our president, vice president, treasurer, records keeper, media person. I'm probably missing a few positions. I apologize, but all of those individuals are volunteers that are putting in their time to make this work for everyone. Mike is just about ready to attempt 162.5 kilos. 356, 357 pounds approximately. a bit much on the day.
Okay, last lifter is Raymond. He'll be attempting 187.5 kilograms, 413 pounds. Again,
And our last lifter for the evening, Raymond Hickey, has added 7.5 kilos. He will be attempting 187.5 kilos. That is approximately 412 pounds. So this is a 400-pound bench press for Raymond. His third and final attempt. And tomorrow morning we start bright and early at 8 o'clock with our first session. Now, Raymond hit a sticking point about halfway up. He was almost had it. Still a very good attempt. And 2 successful lifts prior to that. We're going to be wrapping things up here. Our platform crew is tearing down the platform for the evening. We will again be back tomorrow morning around 8 o'clock. We'll be having our 3 lifts, lifters lifting tomorrow. And I'm getting distracted here by whatever's going on beside me and in front of me. I'm going to sign off and say we're done. We'll start again tomorrow at 8 o'clock.
somewhere else. No. No. I doubt you can. No. You're gonna break an old hip, maybe. You know what happens when your body falls?
Hey, our first award today is for the male youth 2, Reese Fowler. He's 2 provincial records today. Next up in the men's open 93 kilogram category. Oh, sorry. Excuse me, I missed one. Next we have Jalen Nelson in the male open 66 kilo category. 147 kilograms. Next we have male open 93 kilograms, Mike Larson, total of 155 kilograms. In the male open, 120 kilograms, Raymond Hickey, 180 kilograms. And in the male M4, 93 kilograms, Dusty Hare. Then we have the male Master 2, 93 kilogram, Dean Schwartz, 142.5 kilograms. And also in the male M2 category, 105 kilograms, Dan Badawish. Male junior, 83 kilograms, Kevin Trin. Then in the female open, 69 kilograms, Kelsey Goodmanson, 80 kilograms. And in the female open, 76 kilograms equipped, Amanda Wall. In the female M2, 84 plus